SP was cheating on me. I don't want her back, but I just want her to regret what she did and be sorry. Unfortunately, guys, this means that you haven't had the realization yet that you caused it. Guys, when someone cheats on you, when someone's been bad to you, when someone's treated you badly, you have to understand that you, and you alone, are the only cause of your reality. Your thoughts reflect out, and people reflect back what you think of them and what you think they think of you. If you think they want other people, if you think they're not loyal, if you think they don't want you, if you think they're not good enough, you're not good enough for them, they'll reflect that back and they'll choose someone else. That's how cheaters happen. Now, a lot of people get angry with me when I say this. I didn't cause them to cheat, didn't you? What were you thinking before they chose someone else? I'm not good enough for them. Were you putting them up on a pedestal, etc.? You've got to forgive yourself for those thoughts you had that caused the situation. Don't wait for an apology. You might be waiting forever. Apologize to yourself.
This queen's logic is about as mental as she is, and I doubt many of my viewers are going to argue that point. This is really not much more than a vague attempt at reverse psychology to get men to accept the blame for a woman's bad choices. Now, I honestly can't say I'm surprised, as women in modern day times are coddled to believe they should not be held accountable for their decisions. Therein lies the other half of that blame-shifting gem. To give out blue pill advice for the imps to say, "Yeah, it is my fault she cheated on me with a Chad." Men are the cause of their reality. That does not encompass a woman's reality of being unfaithful, their queen. The most absurd part of this victim blaming is that it is only pointed toward men. Imagine going to a domestic A center and saying this to those victims. The internet would have an uproar with this lady saying, "It's your fault he went all out MMA on you. You kept thinking you weren't good enough for him and putting him on a pedestal." This woman must be smoking something that will make a rhino think it's a hummingbird. Yes, I tell men to take accountability for their actions. And yes, if they tried to turn a 304 into a housewife, they put themselves in that situation. That still doesn't make them responsible for another grown adult's choices. If this queen is getting paid to shovel this stuff out, I really need to start charging for one-on-one sessions for de-blue-pillifying. Moving on.
This is going to be really upsetting for a lot of people, especially certain types of men. But working and making an income is an important contribution to the survival and lifestyle and comfort of your family, but it is not a contribution to your relationship. And it is certainly not a part of relationship give and take or maintenance. So when you say, "I go to work and support this family, and in return, I need these things physically and emotionally from you in the relationship," that is just buying companionship from your partner. If you want to talk about what you need from your partner emotionally, physically, spiritually, like the emotional and mental labor of the relationship, then you need to talk about what you are offering emotionally, physically, spiritually, in the mental and emotional labor.
I don't cease to be amazed at how these queens continue to explore strange new ways to make a man's sacrifices seem like the minimum, to seek out new belittling and new things to complain about, to boldly post BS videos where all post-war women have gone before. Illogical. On top of a man working long hours, he has given up the bulk of his earnings to maintain his wife and children. Now modern day wives are going to complain because a job they can do in their pajamas is a bit too hard and they want the husband to tag in on that too? I'm going to call a spade. And ladies, be upset with me if you want. Modern day Western women are so spoiled, they don't understand how easy they have it. Oh, you don't buy that. Ladies, the reason you have it easy in Western countries is because men, who you claim must do more, have made it easy for you. Thanks to modern day first world development, spearheaded by men, you can happily live in a society with low maternal mortality rates, no wanted female genital mutilation, no forced child marriages, modern healthcare abundancy, welfare benefits, optional employment, free markets, social media, and spice pumpkin lattes. You literally have an easier life now than at any point in history, and most of you only point at the good men who will sacrifice himself to give you a beautiful home and children and say, "You are doing only the minimum. I'm not settling. Do more." Do I really need to say anything else? And some of you wonder why passport bros is a thing. Moving on.
Here's a little covert power move for you. A cognitive reframe from the sex therapist. Every time a man says some victim blamey crap like this, reframe it into male privilege. Why was she at a bar drinking at 10 o'clock at night? I know, how dare she act like a man. Wait, what? I mean, drinking in a bar at night is a privilege reserved only for men, right? I mean, look at what she was wearing. What does she expect? I know, wearing tank tops at 90-degree heat is a privilege for men. I promise you will be entertained.
This is what I call absolute womanist, I am always the victim BS. And this queen is totally feeding into that brainwashing that gives ladies a false mindset of the world wants to hurt you for being a woman and always help men. Ladies, let me point out the not so obvious. Asking these types of questions is actually not just reasonable, it can be asked to men and women equally. This queen is so deep in the victim mindset, she frames everything as an attack on what's between her legs. Yes, men will ask each other, why were you out there so late? If it obviously wasn't a safe location. And as to clothing privilege, guess what? Women don't get nearly victimized in violent crimes as much as men do. Link in the description. This womanist idea of male privilege is basically a farce of sole observations on social double standards that benefit men while at the same time ignoring double standards that benefit women, such as, say, female privilege of shorter prison sentences, overwhelmingly awarded child custody, voting without registering for a military draft, having the lowest work mortality rates. Queens, I can go on, but the point is, this brainwashing is one of the reasons men are going their own way. How do you make watching early morning content more enjoyable? By adding a cup of fresh brewed Life Boost coffee. We all know you get what you pay for, and your cup of tasty morning Java is no exception to that rule. Appreciate a cup of Life Boost coffee knowing it was brewed from low acid, 100% pure USDA organic, single origin, GMO free, pesticide free, mycotoxin free, shade grown coffee beans. Life Boost is truly the healthiest coffee in the world. Click the link in the description for more information on how to get Life Boost coffee and start drinking a healthier choice of coffee roast today. All right, kings and queens, I want to wrap this audit up on a higher note. In the military, there is a commonly used saying, and that is, no plan survives contact with the enemy. For reference, that was credited to Helmuth von Moltke for you history buffs. Anyway, the point is, with all this modern day womanist empowerment speeches, the constant attack on toxic masculinity, the blame all men, the I don't need a man, the ever-present message to demonize men and pedestalize women, the reality is when an emergency happens, it is that toxic masculinity that you ladies have been taught to dread that steps up to the plate and saves your bacon. Men are needed not just for our society, but for our homes and for the children. What will you do, queen, when your kingdom is invaded and there is no king to defend it? Let me guess. Scream, cry, and call the toxic masculine cops to show up and maybe pull the bear off you, assuming you're not post-tense at the time. But you got this, right, queen? I mean, what are the chances of Yogi chasing your dog and getting caught on a home security camera, right? Nah, you just shout patriarchy at the bear and everything will be fine. Right, queen? If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.